Judge's Corner is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best online retailer for Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product, and gatheringmagic.com, your place to explore the game. Now it's time for Judge's Corner.
Hey everyone, I'm David Green, your host of Judge's Corner, and today we're going to be taking a look at a question I get asked quite a bit: how to become a judge. So the first thing we want to take a look at is what exactly is expected of a level 1 judge. Local judges are expected to answer rules questions, pick up trash, enter results in Wizard's Event Reporter, announce and post pairings, make opening announcements at the start of events, and much, much more. So how do you become a judge? First, get in contact with a local level 2 or higher judge. They're going to be the person who tests you and mentors you. If you can't find one, go ahead and reach out to your regional coordinator. They're like the judge managers for large areas, and can be found in the link in our description box below. Next, judge at least 2 events in the last 6 months. Did you know that you can be the judge for a regular event, even if you aren't a certified judge? Go ahead and speak with your local tournament organizer about judging some of their events, like Friday Night Magic. Also, try to involve the judge who will be testing you so that they can observe and critique to help you on your way. After that, the area judge and you will set up a time to meet for an interview, assuming that doesn't happen on the same night as them observing you. Once you're ready, you'll sit down for your level 1 judge test. It's about 25 questions, 18 of which are rules questions, and 7 are policy questions. You'll need a score of 70% in order to pass, and if you fail, you'll have to wait at least 2 months before you can retake the test, with that time doubling every single time after that. Alright, so you know the prerequisites to the test, and you found a level 2 judge or higher who will work with you. So next, what exactly do you need to know to pass? Some content you'll need to know include interaction of continuous effects, like what happens if I turn to frog a creature with ethereal armor attached to it, or clone an animated Mutavault. Turn structure, like what are the steps and phases of a turn, or turn-based actions. Multiple prevention and replacement effects, like what happens when you regenerate something with totem armor, or play 2 harm's way when someone casts a lightning bolt. State-based actions, like what are they and what do they do? Casting spells and activating abilities, like what are the 7 steps involved in casting a spell? Handling triggered abilities, like what happens when multiple triggers happen at the exact same time? Combat and combat damage, like how does damage get assigned, or what is the blocking assignment order? And resolving spells and abilities, like what happens when some or all of the targets go away for a spell, or what happens when Grim Lavamancer is no longer in play when its ability goes to resolve. You'll also want to have a good understanding of Two-Headed Giant, as questions may come up based on it on the test. You can actually find a great video detailing everything for Two-Headed Giant on our channel. You may also want to read over the Judging at Regular document, which is a 2-page document detailing everything you'll be doing to fix or handle issues that occur at regular events, like FNM. Finally, you should have a basic understanding of the Magic tournament rules, such as, how do you determine the number of rounds for an event? What are the recommended, minimum, and maximum time limits for a round? And what happens when time runs out during a match? These are just a few things that you should be familiar with. I'd give the Magic tournament rules a good read-through. You don't need to know everything, but you should know most of the stuff that you deal with typically as a player. Alright, so now that you know what to study, what exactly can you do to help study? What resources are out there that can help you study for your level 1 judge test? Aside from watching these videos, I recommend you read articles on the rules, like with cranialinsertion.com, or listen to a podcast like JudgeCast.com. I personally recommend you log into Judge Center and take some of their easy practice exams. Instead of grinding them, try to take 1 or 2 and review the material on those tests. See what you got wrong and what you got right, and review afterwards to read the detailed explanations to every question. You could also take the Rules Advisor test, which is similar to the Level 1 Judge test, and passing it would also give you access to take the Level 1 Practice test. Keep in mind, though, that failing either of those 2 tests carry a cooldown period, much like that with the Level 1 Judge test. Also, a recent document release that's worth reading for any aspiring judges is the Magic Judge Code, which is essentially a judge code of conduct. And finally, there is a judge study group on Facebook. I highly recommend checking them out. You can engage in discussions or just observe and learn. So one last thing I want to talk about, and that's something that you should not study, the IPG. It's not that the IPG doesn't have content that's worth covering. In fact, it has a lot of really important content that can help with philosophies and other stuff to help you later on when you become a judge. But the IPG focuses exclusively on competitive events, and judging at regular events are going to be what's primarily on the level 1 judge test. All of your regular events like FNMs and game days and pre-releases. So in order to not confuse yourself and answer questions incorrectly, I'd highly recommend focusing exclusively on the JAR until after you become a judge, and then you can focus on the IPG. So with that concludes our episode. If you have any questions about this episode or any other questions in general, make sure to send us an email at judgescorner@gatheringmagic.com. And if you like this video or any other content Gathering Magic produces, we'd really appreciate it if you click subscribe or even like this video. It helps our channel out a lot. So until next time, make sure to shuffle thoroughly, play at a reasonable pace, and good luck on your test.